Dooby dooby. Scooby dooby doo. Dooby dooby. Scooby dooby doo. Dooby dooby doo. Yeah da 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 dee. Cesaro back to number one, pal. SBS Anonymous Games. TFC's in. ABD TKD. Mr. X, the deity. Mr. X, that gives me flashbacks now. Goddamn Resident Evil 2. Matthew's in. Bombert. Ivan's back. Ami-sama, Dennis Reynolds, Alpha, Andrew Michael, Frisk Soup, Undead Man of Evil. Hey, Morgan. Absalom's in. Oh, shit, I got behind again. The Goose, Dennis, Kevin, Suba. Why is Susan sending out notifications? Doesn't she know how this works? I can't. Wow, look at this, you guys. And again, I probably should apologize to you guys, any of you who follow along for the gaming. I know I don't game stream as much as I probably should to keep the games more continuity in the games. It's just that, I mean, I've told you guys forever, because it's always been the case. My favorite part about having the channel and then what the hell? Are you kidding? What the fuck was that, Susan? What the hell was that? Did that happen because I said something about Susan being good to us today? Yeah, it did. It just stopped for just one. I know, King. What the? And wait, it's going to do it again. What the hell? Yeah, we traded lack of notifications for lag. We did, Loki. What the hell is going on? Again, you guys know, if she's listening, I'm a fornicator, Dennis says. You guys know, again, my internet speed now, I just did a speed test a little bit before we started the stream. We're at 480 megabits per second download and 24 megabits per second upload. In other words, insanely fast. So what the fuck is the problem, Susan? What the hell's going on? Hold on a second. Let me see something. Answer is bang Nico Robin, whatever the question. Could not agree more, Arthur. Wolverine says, sorry, I let her come up for air. My pee-pee is happy. I don't know what's going on here, you guys. Oh, come on. I had something I really want to... Okay, now we're green again. The fuck is going on today? Unless it's really, really windy here today. I don't know if maybe Spectrum is having issues. Okay, now it looks like we're back. I heard it hit Solano County, because that's where I used to live. It was right where I used to live. And that he's in UC Davis. That's way, way north of LA, unless there's been somebody new. Yeah, I'm CT, I'll tell everybody and get your opinion. It's just some, again, guys, I don't want to give you the wrong impression. It's not nothing earth-shattering or nothing dire or important. It's something kind of silly and superfluous, but I do genuinely want you guys' thoughts on it. But yeah, as far YouTube is whack. Understatement, Taz. You are correct. Lude says, I advise you to always responsibly dispose of the body once you're done with the hookers. There is a certain responsibility in being a psycho. I agree. Okay. The coronavirus attacking the internet. We might have to explain this more than once, but now I want to get you guys' feedback on this. Well, a couple things. First of all, you need our advice. My advice, take Robitussin. Robitussin will probably be the thing that stops the coronavirus. The answer's been there all along. Now, for those of you who don't know, I got to give you a little background. The earliest fixation I had, the earliest passion I had was for baseball. It even predated the original Batman series, just not by a lot, but by a little bit. From the time I was a little kid, I don't know, I was always just fascinated with baseball. So much so that when I was little, this is no lie, I would get up in the morning in the spring and the fall before school, a good hour before I had to even get up for school, just so I could go out in the backyard and play baseball. I had one of those bounce backs. They're a net that you could throw a baseball into and it would bounce it back and you could catch it. Or I would take a rubber ball, and we lived way out in the country, had tons of area. My dad had an old truck, an old work truck out there with a big toolbox on the back. I'll throw it against the toolbox and field the fly balls when it bounced back. Every day I would read the paper. We'd get the paper and I would read it to see the night before how, because I was a Pirates fan, how the Pirates had done. And Roberto Clemente was my hero. And I would see what like if he went 1 for 4, I could immediately in my head figure out what his current average was. And then nobody could figure out why I wouldn't get good grades in school. but I was a baseball nut. Played for many years. I actually got in 1978, I was 17. I was playing semi-pro ball in Vacaville, California. There were several pro scouts would come to the games. There were a lot of good players in that league. Because of that, they didn't come to see me. I just happened to be there. I got invited to a couple of camps. One of them I got, awesomely enough, was to the Pirates. They invited me down to Bradenton, Florida for their spring training in that February to see if I could make a run of it. Then December 29th of that year, it was when I broke my toe off in the gym I worked out at. So now I was ruining my chance, obviously, because I was in a cast for 6 weeks. And the toe got put back. They had to put it back on with a pin. I only had a 50-50 chance of keeping it, but I did. So as soon as I got out of the hospital, as soon as I got out of the cast, I decided, well, I don't have to go to therapy. I'm just going to get back into it. And I started running right away. Of course, all the muscles and tendons had atrophied, and I ended up damaging my Achilles really bad. So that took care of baseball for that season and the next. And then I never really went back to playing at a high level again. That's when I started boxing, got eventually into wrestling. So needless to say, I am a baseball fanatic and always have been. Now, I just discovered that in our region, in the Capital District region here, there is a league, not softball, because I don't want to play softball, it's hardball, for 55 and over. That was just a bonerific moment in discovering that. So, first question, this isn't the ultimate question. First question I want to ask you guys is, since it looks like I'm going forward with this, would you enjoy a series of like documentary style videos to be posted here where I'll document the whole journey because this is like the ultimate in romanticism to me. I never imagined there would be another opportunity for my old ass to be out on the field playing competitive baseball. And win, lose, or draw makes no difference. To be out on a baseball field is like the ultimate for me. So would you guys be interested in watching a documentary style series of videos as I go through getting ready, training, the whole 9, getting back into baseball? Do it. You guys, yes, do it. Tried Google. No, because you're getting a child pass. Still got in the field and hit people with a bat now. Do it. You guys would be interested in that? Okay. Well, I'll start trying to get together then. Now, here's the thing I wanted your thoughts on this. I already started working out because doing this all day, I love doing this, but it's sitting down all day. So I really let myself get out of shape. So as soon as I found out about this almost 2 weeks ago, I've been training again, eating right, which I hate doing, hitting the treadmill, working out like a madman. It's already starting to pay some benefits, fortunately. But anyway, now I've reached out to the league, gave them my whole history, and what I was interested in. Now, 3 teams, this league is just like a regular pro sports league in the respect that, which I understand why they do it, you actually sign with a team. And there's a good reason for it. It's not that we're feeling like we're pros or anything. It's just that way, people aren't jumping teams in the middle of a season. Oh, this team's got a chance to make the playoffs. I'll go over here and finish out, that type of thing. So I've had 3 teams reach out to me. Sodomize your family, eat them to oblivion. Wolverine, you're out there this week. I've had 3 teams reach out to me. One was the Americans, and whenever I hear that, all I can think of is America. Fuck yeah. He reached out to me first. The next, believe it or not, and this was just wildly coincidental, was the Pirates. And so that automatically had the emotional attachment for me. I've been a Pirates fan since I was a little kid. And then finally, the Cardinals. Now, here's the interesting part. all the guys who reached out to me are very nice guys. Don't get me wrong. I don't mean to give any other impression. The guy from the Americans reached out to me, said, hey, we understand you like to play ball, read your bio thing, looks good if you'd like to join us. And he just told a little bit about himself and the team. And he said, our big thing is we really have a good time. I like that. I thought that was cool. Now, the Pirates reached out to me next. Got a similar note from him. Very nice guy. Same type of thing. We'll have a good time. Boy, we could use some left side of the infield pitcher, blah, 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 blah. Very nice guy. The Cardinals guy just reached out to me a little earlier. His approach was a little different. I'm sure they have a good time. That wasn't forefront on his mind. But while he was talking to me, I said, I try and be upfront with everybody. I said, just so you know, 2 other teams have contacted me too. I said, I just don't want to seem like, because I'm going to a workout with the Pirates on Monday. I said, I don't want anybody to think like, well, you told me you're going to join my team and you're working out with them. I said, I'm not telling anybody I'm joining a team yet. I said, I just wanted you to know that. He goes, no, that's cool. He said, can you tell me what the other 2 teams were? I said, sure, it's the Pirates and the Americans. And do it for America, Yarbrough says. And he said, and there's, don't get me wrong, I'm not demeaning anybody. There's nothing wrong with this. He said, I know both of those managers, good guys. He said, well, I'll tell you, we're a much better team. He said, we do much better. I said, well, yeah, I read this. I've read the whole website. I know the standings, so on and so forth. He goes, yeah. He said, well, the Americans, they did okay. They were middle of the league. He said, the Pirates, I don't think they won a game last year. I said, no, they didn't. They were 0-12. And he said, yeah, we finished top 3 most all the time. We're usually always in the playoffs, blah, blah, blah. There's nothing wrong with saying that. Nothing whatsoever wrong with saying that and using that as a selling point. But I find myself immediately attracted to the 2 teams that talked about how much fun they were having more so. It almost, and I am a very competitive person, but it ignited the fire of competition in me in the opposite direction than he might have expected with the Cardinals. Because it made me think, okay, well, so that's good. I'm glad you guys finished top 3 and make the playoffs. And yeah, the Pirates didn't win a game last year. So what's the bigger challenge? To go help the Cardinals become, if I'm a decent player, maintain dominance, become dominant? Or would it be more fun to go to the 0-12 team and see if we could shut down the team that finishes 3rd every year? So I'm serious now. What would you... No, and there's nothing wrong with them saying that now. Nothing at all. But it's just, what I'm saying is the other 2... Oh, and I should mention the Americans finished about middle of the pack. They're not. They didn't make the playoffs, but they were only a couple games out. They were middle of the pack. Pirates were on the bottom, and he didn't lie. Cardinals. You can look it up on. I can look it up on their website. The Cardinals did make the playoffs. They didn't win it all, but they did make the playoffs. Now, what do you? Okay, we're saying Pirates here, and again, a lot of it'll have to do with once I get to know the people involved as well. But what are you guys thinking? Underdog story, underdog all the way. Go to the Pirates, can call yourself Whitebeard. Lude says, yes, that league is for 55 and over, the Lude. We're all Whitebeard. That's not a distinguishing factor in that league, I'm sure. But what is you guys' inclination? Would it be, yeah, go ahead, go with the team that is established, is a good team, has a lot of returning players coming back, and get a real good chance to go to the playoffs? Go to the team in the middle, who maybe you can try and make enough of a difference to get them over the top, or go to the team that finished dead last and see what you can do there. Maybe you have a soft spot for the underdogs. I do. I actually do, Smokey Loki. I always do. Cardinals only because they're my team. That's true, Arthur. Well, that's what I know my son-in-law and my grandson would say because they're huge Cardinals fans. It's always more fun to fight for the underdogs. I'm just curious to see what you got. Be an underdog. Hyperwolf says, Dark Dingo says, I'd say Pirates. Everyone loves a good underdog story. Go with the Pirates. The Americans and Pirates sound like they were a much more fun team than the Cardinals. And in fairness, Garrett, now, I'm sure that it's all good guys. I'm sure the Cardinals are a great bunch of guys. It's just, all I'm saying is that wasn't the first concern that came out, or one of the first things that was mentioned. C4 says, fuck the Cardinals. Be careful, you go Pirates, you might have to battle Peter Pan. Go with your gut, Morgan says. Anyone but the Cardinals, really. Oh, shit. My pineapple is moist. I'm glad you shared that, Paint Laser. Licks, yeah, I love it when you hit the ball with the bat into space. Join the Pirates, goose them with the underdogs. Oh, jeez, I hate when this thing drops down. I mean, I'm trying to read. A friend of a friend was arrested for running cockfights, not the kind with roosters. Oh my, the kind from South Park. Yeah, be the underdog in your own shonen story. I like that, Tyson. You got to go with the Pirates. Steve says, big challenge, fun childhood team. It's very good points. Motivating to beat the better teams. Underdog. See, I like that. And even if we went 0-12 again, I can honestly say at the end of the year I wouldn't be disappointed. I'm not going to be disappointed no matter. I'm going to get to play baseball again. I am just so seriously over the moon about that opportunity. I can't even describe it to you guys. But Steve makes a good point. It is a wild coincidence that in this 11 league team, where only some of the teams are even named after actual major league teams, that one of them is the Pirates, and that team is one of the ones that reached out to me. Become a fucking pirate, for Forgotten Light says. For me, Alpha Fatty says, I'll go to the Pirates because I like rebuilding teams. That's what I'm thinking. Now what I'm wondering too, I'm interested to see. Now, I know when I was a youngster, when I was playing semi-pro, they would bring in the radar guns every so often. It wasn't common like it is now. But I used to throw just under 90, and that was at 17 years old. The most recent I've been clocked is, you guys have probably seen them. You go to the arcades, and they have one here in Cooperstown, New York. I'm in Cooperstown all the time because I love baseball. And Cooperstown's a great little village. If you ever get a chance, if you're ever traveling in upstate New York, I highly recommend, even if you don't like baseball, just go spend a day in Cooperstown. It's a great place. But anyway, they have a batting cage there, and they have one of those things where you throw the ball, you throw it 3 times, it takes the speed of your throw, and then you have to try in the third throw, you have to match, or you have to call it. You have to say what the miles per hour will be. But anyway, it's a way to measure your speed. Well, I was playing around with them. Now, this was last year, year before. Stone cold, didn't warm up or anything. I couldn't, my old rickety shoulder, I couldn't really gas it, or I would have just ripped my shoulder up. So with mostly wrist and a little bit of shoulder, I threw it at 50. I believe that with a warm-up and a proper wind-up and everything, I could probably get up close to 70. That was last year, year before. Apparently, from what I'm reading online, because I've been doing lots of research because I'm all geeked out, that's pretty fast for these leagues. Now, fast isn't the begin-all and end-all, but I've always been able to throw junk pitches. I can throw a knuckleball, I can throw a curve, I can throw all that crap. So I'm just wondering if my shoulder will hold up. And see, I'm fortunate too, you guys. I know I'm babbling a little bit here, but my body has held up remarkably well. I make jokes about it all the time, but considering what I've put it through, and I see the condition that a lot of my friends from wrestling who are 10, 15 years younger than me, I see what they're going through with the operations and the inability to move and all this stuff. And I think of the things I did. I'm very lucky. Like when I decided to start working out, I go right back to working out. I can do any exercises I want. I don't have any limitations. I'm fortunate. So I'm thinking that'll give me a little bit of a leg up in this league because it's all older guys. And a lot of people are starting to really feel the years, and it hasn't hurt me too much yet. So Yarbrough says, wait, you're a pitcher? You seem more like a catcher. Seems more like a goosher. So what that seems to be you guys' wisdom too. Now, that's if everything else is even. Unless I find one of these teams and I just really click with everybody. Outside of that, everything else being even, you guys are saying go with the Pirates. You could be a pirate. I'm leading towards it. I need to fucking make Goldberg just beat Bray Wyatt for the WWE Universal title. At this point, I shouldn't be surprised by this from WWE. No, you shouldn't, Igor. With the way they write things, no, you shouldn't. You should not be surprised at all. Yeah, I agree with you. I think that's horse shit, but it shouldn't surprise either one of us. Pirates would probably win against a small bird in a fight. Well, that's true, Lex. Lex is making... Yeah, but the Pirates versus the Americans. Now that sounds like a war. Do what you want because a pirate is free. You are a pirate. I say meet with each team more, but prioritizing fun is always a win when you can all work together to win. I agree, Jacob. And especially at my age, and even when I was playing hyper competitive baseball back in the day when I was in a semi-pro league, it was still all about the fun to me. I never for one moment, when I coach Little League or anything, any level, the first thing I would tell the kids on the first day in the first meeting is, this is baseball. The one thing I can guarantee you is if at any point you're on the field and you're not having fun, you're doing it wrong. Because no matter how much you want to win, no matter what the score is, you're still getting to play baseball. And that's the honest way I look at it. It's always going to be fun. If I join whichever team, whoever I join, if they go 0-12, I'm still going to have fun. Dennis says you should change your name from Curtis Candy to Rocky Candy if you join the Pirates. Like I say, I like the underdog thing. I really do. Pirates versus Americans has historically proven to be advantageous for the Americans. Very true, Licks. Good point. All that character build up to lose at fucking Oldberg. Yeah, I'm with you guys. I am not surprised they did that at all. I kind of expected to see it coming, and I think that's horseshit. Milog says, hypnotism is more important than food and water. When I see someone I want to hypnotize, I say, listen here, I like you and I want to hypnotize you so we can do this easy way or the hard way. Choice is yours. Wow. That's next level hypnosis. Curtis Candy already sounds like a pirate name. Giggity goo. You know what? You're not wrong. I never thought about that, but you're kind of right there. Yar, be a pirate. I wonder if they let me, well, no, they have their specific uniforms. I like that, Omega. Yar, argamites. I wonder if they'd let me wear the, straw hat, skull and crossbones. Pirates. Tiny birdies taste good, Mr. X says. Steve says, I know nothing about baseball as it's not really played too much in the UK, but Pirates sound like a good match for you. Happy for you, man. Funny how things work out. It is, Steve. It's amazing. I just, again, what are the odds? As I said, every team in the league, obviously, Americans is not a pro baseball team name. Every team in the league is not even named after pro teams. There's only 11 teams. One of them's Pirates, and they reached out to me. That's crazy coincidence. Arcane Mystic says, hey, Curtis, tell whatever team you play for to pick me up. I have a career 900-plus batting average and probably a record for most inside-the-park home runs in the special populations league I play in. Jesus. Career 900-plus? That doesn't matter. I mean, to hit 900, even if you're playing against, like, the blind school team, that's good. Igor says, since I'm Brazilian, I know dick about American football or baseball. Oh, well. Well, it's not even so much about the baseball itself, Igor, as it is where do you want to fit in? Would you rather fit in with the team that's already quite good and making the playoffs regularly, or the team in the middle that, hey, maybe you could be the difference and help them get over the hump, or the team that went winless last year? Lute says, on one hand, there's probably a reason why the team finished last and might not just be a classic underdog story. On the other, more competitive passion, you got the better you do, and it's more fun. Yeah, and from what I see from the scores and everything, Lute, it just looks like they were competitive. As a matter of fact, their last game against the Cardinals, they only lost by a run last year, 5-4. They played twice. The first time, Cardinals beat them up pretty bad. But the second game, they lost 5-4. So it's not like they blew them out. And the Pirates had their share of beatdowns, but they also had their share of close losses. So it's not like every game was just, the other team's here and they're here. It wasn't that case at all. They just looks like a couple of breaks go their way. They could have had some wins last year. Giggity Goose says, Curtis will be in the headlines next week for reading signs and sending it to his dugout, winning the baseball championship and hopefully not being caught. Oh, wait. Nice Astros rip. Now, the thing that'll be interesting, too, is if I do this and I start making a sort of, documentary style series of videos about me going back into this, how much I am able to show you once I get into the league will depend on the guys on the team, too. Obviously, I ask permission to everybody if they're cool with me having somebody run around with a camera here and there. Typically, I think in a league like that, most guys would be. I don't think anybody would have a reason to not be. But anyway, that'll have a lot to do with it. But I think it would be fun to make that series about it. I wasn't able to go, Aaron, to the AGT audition. As is typical for me, scheduling didn't work out. Why are big green? Why are butt pirates butt pirates? Build robotic arm implants. Wear long sleeves. I like that, Edgar. We can rebuild him. We can make him better than he was before. You got that's cool. Jeez, I keep coming up with these '70s references for you guys. Does anybody know where that line's from? We can rebuild him. We can make him better than he was before. Because that's I say these things like, oh, everybody will get that, and it's like, no, not everybody is an old fart. Eat the enemu devil fruit and show them your Goshu no throw technique. Goose goose goose. Do I have Naruto merch? Do you mean do I own any? Ishio? Yeah, I own some Naruto shirts, and of course all these pops back here and everything. I got a lot of Naruto characters and stuff. Sure. $1 Million Man. See, you guys do all know. That's another thing I really like. Look at all you guys saying it too. That's another thing I really, and seriously, I respect about you guys, is it amazes me when I come up with this obtuse shit from 40 plus years ago, that how many of you guys that I know were not alive at the time are right there with it. I really like that. Seriously, I admire that. I've heard that one before, actually, Igor. Why are pirates pirates? Because they are. Lud says, I don't know much about baseball. Are there captains on baseball teams? Managers. Can you become the pirate captain? Can you lead your crew on battles against other teams? Can you become king of the pirates? That's what the team should have. If they're going to give out season-ending awards, it's typically MVP, most valuable player. For that team, it should be King of the Pirates. Absolutely. I think I would lobby for that. Smokey Loki. Can I be your team's water boy? I have a 900 plus water serving rate and I have a PhD in all things water related. And water boys have VIP access to all wet t-shirt contests. I can get you in. Well, you had me at the wet t-shirt contest, Loki. And as you're writing that, all I could picture was Adam Sandler, of course, as the water boy. Loki being on the sidelines going, "This is fine, H2O," would be awesome to me. What is it? Arthur says, Locame du Susan is... Look, did it screw up on you, Arthur? I'm not sure what that one was. I like the Clover at the end, though. Locame du Susan is Leonsa? That one I didn't get. Do the pirates get to ride on a boat? I hope so, Jeff. Yeah, instead of a dugout, we could have like a deck. What is the pirate's favorite letter? R. No, it's the C. Glenn Akers says. Gatorade. I love that Dab and Dab. Waterboy is one of my all-time favorite stupid movies. I love that. Hey Curtis, you want to know what else I accomplished in my Special Populations League? Arcane Mystic says only unassisted triple play. Wow, those are extremely rare, very rare. I just called Susan a whore. Okay. Is that right? It was an Irish, Niall says. What does a fish and a guitar not have in common? You can't tune a fish. Aaron. I started some practice. Oh, okay. I paid for Susan. She is mine. Oh, all right, Arthur. So that is actually what it is. Locame du Susan is Leon's I. All right. I'll pay for Susan. I definitely share some ideas with her. That's for goddamn sure. Is Braxton's favorite beverage C, man? No homo. Rick says, what kind of sports teams names themselves after a small tropical bird? There's a lot of, I've always said that there's a lot of team names, and I think it would be less stark in baseball than it is in football. But when you get like these badass NFL teams and they give themselves the name of some very docile, delicate animal, like the Cardinals or something like that. It's always like, Jaguars make sense. The Chicago Bears, that makes sense. But the Arizona Cardinals... What are the Cardinals? Just, I don't know. Even as much as I hate the Eagles in the NFL, at least that's a big-ass, badass regal bird. We are the Mexico Chihuahuas, Luke Fox says. The hamsters. The hamsters will get up in your ass. Yeah. I like that. The lazy pandas. Good one, Paint Laser. I like that. Well, thanks, H2. I appreciate that. The Jaguars like the team in that baseball game in JoJo. Oh, that baseball game in JoJo was so cool. 38 hours working at a football stadium, Forgotten Light? Really? Ragav says, Curtis, are you transitioning to goth? Because I've noticed you wearing black tees on many streams. You know what it is, Ragav? It's just because they're all, well, as you guys know, they're all anime tees. And typically, I think the, whatever the design on it is, it typically sits better on black, I've noticed. So I gotten to where I don't even, when I order them, I typically don't even browse through the colors. I just go with black and let the color of the design pop. Well, that Apple Sour says my high school in Zealand had in New Zealand had a kiwi mascot. That a kiwi though in New Zealand, that makes sense. And aren't kiwis kind of? I don't know much about them. Aren't they kind of badass? Can't they be kind of mean? Am I remembering them right? I thought they can rip you up if they want to. The raccoons would actually be terrifying, Lute says. Did you know they can crawl into holes 4 inches wide? A human anus can stretch up to 8 inches. Therefore, raccoons could literally get up in your ass. I do know that raccoons can get in tiny, tiny areas. I've actually seen them do it. Not up my ass. I couldn't see that. It was too far in the back. But I have seen them go into tiny little spaces you never imagined they'd go to. Andrew says, Henry Ford had it right with cars being all black. Why shouldn't fashion follow the same rule? That's right. There you go. Hello. M says, hi, Em. Good to have you here. I have really dark jokes, so warning. How many Jews can fit in a car? 100? Yeah, we've had this one. 100. 2 in the front, 2 in the back, and 96 in the ashtray. I've heard that one before. Every bird is horrifying when they get pissed. Yeah, kind of like birds can be little bastards. Anime tees are black because it's slimming for fatties. That doesn't hurt either. I hadn't even thought about that. But you're right. That's that's probably a plus. Well, most of these you can get in different colors. But again, I've just discovered that I bought a couple of them in different colors, and I didn't like the way the transfer design looked on it as much. Let's see. Sober, don't insult our high king milk drinker. I have to fart. My girl is next to me. I don't know what to do. Let it rip. No, and everybody will back me up on that one. On that one here, Drain. Let it rip. Listen, farts are a natural progression. They're something that we need to do. It's a release. She should be happy that you're willing to express yourself when you're near her. So go. Yeah, M says, Drain, do it. If you blow it and she runs, then she's not the one for you. Yeah, and there you go. And that's coming from a woman. Absolutely. M understands. I will say this. Our M, if there ever was a boys club of any sort within the Goosh and Spaz Boys, I don't give a shit what you call it. M would still be allowed in because M is a badass girl and there's no two ways about it. Lude says, a true first test of a relationship isn't the first kiss, it's the first fart. Real talk, that's an actual test. I believe that, sure. I'll fart in her mouth. I don't think he has to go that far, Lex. George says, what's the worst excuse in boxing? I broke my back. Spinal. I woke up and sneezed 3 times, or my costume made my legs weak and caused me to get beat. Yeah, oh man, I broke my back. Spinal. I woke up and sneezed 3 times. I still think numbnuts' I woke up and sneezed 3 times is the worst of them, George. I really do. That Paul's there, his fucking excuse. That was as pathetic as those are, and as pathetic. I've heard many of them over the years. I've always been a boxing fan. Different excuses. That might have been the most ridiculous, dumbest one I've heard. I sneezed 3 times when I got up, so I obviously wasn't right for the fight. Give me a break. Excuse me. We need more farting equality for men. When a girl does it, it's considered cute. When a guy does it, it's considered gross. You got a point there, Smokey Loki. Girls do tend to get away with things like that more than guys, without being disparaged, and especially for somebody like me. You know how gentle I am and how easily my feelings get hurt. Milag, What is the difference between a chickpea and a hamburger? I wouldn't pay $200 for a burger. Yeah, I've heard that one. Wolverine says Stephen Hawking got divorced. He cheated with Alexa. It's considered cute. I should do it more often, M says. Jesus Christ. What I love about you guys is you're always willing to take it that next level. Steve says, piss on your girlfriend for dominance. oh, God damn it, you guys. Where is he now? We got to see what happened. Has he, wait a second, has he posted again? She didn't beat him up or something, did she? We don't need to send help. Yeah, I haven't seen him post again. And we're all giving him all this advice. And meantime, she's like kicking the crap out of him. FBI, open up. Let's see. Make her piss on you. That's showing dominance, Zephyr says. You guys are so twisted. If she smells it, that critiques that she's a keeper. Dude got castrated, Mod says. Our job is done. You guys are killing me. Just some guy without a mustache. Got an anime suggestion. Food Wars. Already saw it. It was good. Way better than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was a joke at first when everybody told me about Food Wars. I was like, no, it's not an anime made just about cooking. It ended up being really good. I guess that means no bathtub anal. Oh, God, you guys are funny. Come on now. We'll give ourselves a little bit of props here. Where else can you go on the internet in normal conversation or in personal conversation anywhere? Where else can you go and get that much mileage out of some dude simply saying, hey, listen, I got a fart. My girlfriend's right here. What should I do? We'll take it and run with it for a goddamn hour. Omega! I got it. Thanks for the magenta sky. I think it's there. I think magenta has seared itself into my brain. And now, hold on, you guys are here all the time. No, the other known brain fart. That one just Kiss-A-May. I got it. Kiss-A-May. And somebody just went, what? But the regulars here know what I was doing. That's not bad. Magenta, I'm getting like boom right there. But I actually got to Kiss-A-May without you guys reminding me that time. But thank you for the magenta sky, Omega. When I was a kid, we lived out in the country. Yeah, me too. And we'd get a lot of raccoons on the property, and I'll be damned if they didn't get into the oddest places. Yeah, that's what I mean by I've seen them, some of the things they can do. I can't tell you how many times one of those little fuckers got into the vents. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean, Omega. I've seen them. I remember one time, this sticks out in my mind, there was, way out on our property, we'd be out playing in the woods and stuff. There was, like, the remnants of a house, and the basement area and the whole bottom of the structure was stone, as a lot of it was back then. As it got older, of course, you would have gaps in the stone. Now, it's many years ago, there was a gap between the stones. It looked like probably about that big around. This big-ass raccoon comes flying out. We were walking up the pathway near it, comes flying out, sees us, me and my cousin. My cousin and I jump. The raccoon jumps, takes off, and that big fat fucker, I mean, it was a good sized fat ass raccoon. He went through that tiny little hole in that thing like nothing. It amazes me how small they can get. That's why the only reason it stuck with me probably all these years. I was amazed he was able to do it. Rose Sky, praise be. Back in the Lick says Rose. Big Green says Magenta. Again, for any of you who might be new here, the biggest war in the history of Spaz Boys Comedy and the Goosh was what to name the color of the $50 donation sky. And it still, as you see, it still rages on today. I actually came up with it, Big Green. I got Kiss-A-May for once. That one, I don't know why that one. It's so weird with that post-concussion shit. Why just certain words or certain connections just aren't allowed to be made. Dark Pink for life, Lou says. Yes, I keep wasting money on this. Dark Pink was one of the, if I'm remembering right, Dark Pink, well, Rose was too. Dark Pink and Rose were the ones that were right there with Magenta, right? Wasn't it when the battle was raging? Glenn Aker says, meant to tell you, shirt came in. It's hello to, oh, good. I'm glad, Glenn. I'm glad you like it. Oh, I got another one. Just came in today. I have to, when at the Goosh, when you come in at a certain level, you get a T-shirt. And I got one. What I do is my T-shirt company is great about making the shirts, but I had a couple bad experiences with the way they set up international shipping. So when anybody's overseas, I have the shirt sent to me, and then I send it out, and it just came to me. I got to send it to somebody. I'm glad you said that. I got to remember to do that. It's a pain in the ass. Got to make out these. I don't know if I have them right here. Got to make out this whole stupid freaking. Well, I'm gonna have to find them because I got to send it out. It's got to be in here somewhere. These whole stupid ass freaking forms you got to fill out and put on it and everything. And, oh shit. Digas, we skipped all the bleach filler because episode 1 are so good. Yeah, we're skipping filler for the foreseeable future. There aren't any series that we have upcoming or anything that we won't be skipping filler on. Because the one thing I've learned about filler is some of it can be good, some of it can be entertaining, but none of it's vital. It makes more sense watching in the way that we do together to stay with the story. And if filler is something I really want to see, I can go back watch it on my own, or maybe even as a group we could go back and watch it. But there's no sense to disrupt the story with the filler. Let's see. Mila, pee on the shirt before you send it out. Mark your territory and show ultimate dominance. Tatsumi eats food. Foodgasm. I love the foodgasms in Food Wars. I think that kind of went without saying. When you get some buxomy woman eating whatever today's dish was, and the clothes came out, I was like, damn. It almost made me want to be a chef. And I am, and this might be surprising considering I'm such a fat guy, I can't cook worth a shit. Good thing my wife's a brilliant cook because I suck. Mr. X. I wish every woman was as flexible as a raccoon. That'd be fun. And what the hell? You should check out Food Wars, Andrew. It's actually really good. Storytelling's excellent. And yet again, the knives come out. Oh, well, yeah, Omega. Curtis, would you join the Amsh's baseball team? In a minute. Yeah. Lifer. Oh, telling Chrome what happened. Yes. Yeah, I'm talking about, or I'm considering, looks like I'm going to be playing in a over 55 baseball league that I just discovered existed. And again, in all seriousness, all joking aside, I can't even adequately describe to you guys how excited I am about that and how much I love baseball. But we're talking about the 3 teams that have contacted me, and I was getting advice on, just from initial contact, what the gang thought about who I should join. My favorite homemade meal as a kid, Smoky Loki? I'm boring as fuck. My tastes are so boring, it's mind-numbing. It would be something ridiculously simple. Like, I love homemade hamburgers. Love anything with red meat. I used to like Sloppy Joes. But as far as a kid, I'm trying to think back. Okay, if I go to my mom and say, okay, what's for dinner? What got me the most amped up? Yeah, probably been burgers and tater tots. I was all Napoleon Dynamite about tater tots. Loved them. So yeah, probably that. Ham, egg, and wedge chips for the win. Well, of course, ham and egg is big. Paint laser. I don't know which nation you're in, but of course, ham and egg is a big breakfast dish here. Breakfast is my favorite meal, though. As much as I like red meat, I love breakfast because I love scrambled eggs, love home fries, love hash browns, I like waffles, I like pancakes. Yeah, everything breakfast-wise I like. Love Canadian bacon. Hey, Spaz Kid's here. I didn't even see him. M said, God damn it, Spaz Kid, who let you out? Hey. Hello, you're going to be a baseball all-star now? Yeah, Brax. I haven't gotten to talk to you about it yet. I didn't know I had sent out, sent out information to the league about myself. I just found out about it, that there's an over 55 league, and Braxton knows better than anybody my absolute passion and love for baseball. And it looks like I'm going to be playing. And I was asking the gang, 3 teams have reached out to me, and I explained to them how each of them reached out and in what manner, and I wanted to get an idea of what they thought was the best bet. And they're saying go with the underdog. One of the teams that reached out to me was the Pirates. Believe that? How much of a coincidence is that? That there's only an 11-team league. Only a few of the teams are named after major league teams. One of them's the Pirates, and they reached out to me. But they did not win a game last year. They were 0-12. And I'm leaning towards At least before until I meet everybody, I'm leaning towards them. Or Wear songs over 55 league is going to take forever with their walkers. Yeah. Well, that's the tough thing. Wear songs. Even in my prime, I was never really fast. Well, I can tell you the fastest I ever clocked was when I got in real shape and was working on my sprinting at one of the baseball camps was for the Phillies. I got invited to. I ran a 60-yard dash in 7.25, fastest I ever got. So I mean that's decent, but it's nothing to get excited about. So at 58 and 290 pounds or whatever the hell I am, I bet you I'm running it slower than 7.25. Where song says, "Well, you are white." uh, Probably won't be reacting to a Go Test anytime soon. Asteroid. I just got Astro Kid. I just got kind of tired of the dealing with the copyright strikes on those. By all means, if the spamming's getting out of hand, by all means, swing that hammer. You guys know that. um, Omega says, as bad as the raccoons were the squirrels were the worst. Damn road. Oh, squirrels. Yeah, people think squirrels are cutesy and it. So you had similar experiences growing up that I did because I lived way out in the country too. Squirrels are a pain right in the ass, especially red squirrels. I don't know if you have any of them where you are, Omega, but they're some of the worst. There's some skeevy bastards. Yeah, squirrels are a pain. Everybody thinks they're cutesy and everything. That's fine, but they're actually assholes. And there's some mean bastards too, squirrels. Again, especially the red squirrels we have around here. I don't know what the difference is in temperament, but they're dicks. It's okay, guys. Hopefully he's mad because the Empire is winning the war. I've never had it. Paint Laser. Paint Laser said, "Have you ever had black pudding? Key to a full English breakfast." I've heard of it. What exactly? What exactly is it? I've heard of that, but I don't even know what it is. Now, I've had a lot of, and I don't know if any of you are in here today. I've had a lot of British people in here. Well, either here or in comment sections, and they tell me that British food is terrible. It always used to make me laugh because I've had some of them tell me, "Yeah, don't come here for the food." Probably something to do with them being used to humans. Could be, Maz. Oh, they were just assholes, mean to other animals. They'd come after humans if they thought they could get you from behind. Trust me, this is from first-hand experience. They weren't the type to stand, get you face to face. But if you were walking through the woods and they could get a sneak shot attack in at you, they would. Oh, black pudding is, it's blood sausage. Oh, okay. Ramen, I like ramen. H2O, yes, I do. I don't. I have, and by ramen, it's not classic ramen, the way that a good Asian chef would make it. It's just the shit you get in packages and stuff. But yeah, I actually do like ramen. I like I'll get in every so often. I'll just get a desire for it, and I'll eat it for lunch every day for days on end. And the good thing is, as far as working out, the only thing that's really high in that can be bad for you is sodium. But as far as calories, it's great. No fat, no low calorie, low fat. I've never had black pudding or blood sausage. Me either, man. That seems too much. Yeah. Andrew says, I've heard it said as an example in writing. The only person I'd wish a British chef on is a French tax collector. I have never heard that. And again, I don't want to give anybody the wrong idea. I'm not throwing stones at British food. I've never had it. I'm just saying I've had so many British people tell me that the food sucks ass. Well, Steve's British. You should do a video of U.S. versus U.K. snacks. That would be kind of interesting, actually, Steve. Yeah. What's your take? Steve's British as well. It just amazed me how many times that we've talked about food. And, over the years, we cover things hundreds of times, all the streams, all the comment sections. But so many British people tell me, if you come here, pack a lunch. It just always makes me laugh. We need to have a gathering to have true ramen. Yeah, Arthur, I've never had real ramen. Again, what I get is the shit that comes in a pack that every college kid eats because it's cheap. So, but even that I do like. Chrome says, Curtis, black pudding is delicious. Black pudding is bloods, fats, and bloods, fats, and nuts and such. See, the problem though, Chrome, with me is whether no matter where the food originates, as far as nationality, I have such limited taste. I mean, I am boring as fuck when it comes to what I eat. It's even like, well, I've told you guys, I don't even use condiments. Every hamburger I eat is plain. Every hot dog I eat is plain. I'm wildly boring with my taste. Yeah, you should subscribe to that snack crate thing. That's not a bad idea, Maz. The only thing there is there'll be a lot of it that I'm almost not a fair person to judge because I like so little. And even American dishes that a lot of people consider to be, the ultimate. Like, look what people pay for a good lobster dish. Fuck lobster. I hate it. Despise it. So I'm not a good one to judge. Black pudding is disgusting. Do not eat. Steve says. That's coming from another Brit. It's like deep fried blood and it's great, Lick says. Wow. Let's see. Darkslaver says, visit me in Chicago, old man. I'll get us ramen. Yeah, I would try ramen. Real ramen. That I would, because again, I like the cheap shit. The only thing I will say is I don't like Chicago style pizza. That's probably just, well, not just because I was brought up on New York style, but also I can't eat lots of sauce. I never liked lots of sauce. And of course, Chicago, they like to layer the sauce and everything. Black pudding is awesome, Niall says. I've never heard of black pudding before, Lude says, but I'm interested in eating people's fried blood. M says, we have a place here that makes real ramen and it's delicious. I should really try it sometime. You guys are right, because, again, the cheap crap ramen, top ramen stuff, I like that. And I do like noodles. Anything in that field, because one of the few foods that I will eat a wide variety of is breads. I've always had a taste. It doesn't matter. It can be white, wheat, rye. It doesn't matter. I like all types of breads, and it's not that much of a jump from bread to a ramen noodle. Soul Burner Wolverine says deep dish is the best, far better than thin crust. You think so, Wolverine? See, I don't mind thick crust pizza, but it's still got to be thick crust New York style, because the Chicago style is completely different. The way they comport the pizza, the way they put the pizza together. New York City has tons of high quality ramen. Yeah, I know, brother, but I never even thought to try, because as I told you, I used to spend pretty much every weekend there when I was driving weekends for the motor coach company. I never really thought to go into one of the places. I don't even know why, because it would have been something good to try. Lifer says real ramen is so good, and there's a ramen shop a few miles down the street. Also, we do have New York pizza here, old man. Chicago style is just a specialty. Okay, as long as you got some New York style there, we're good. Brother E says, my older cousin almost played for the Boston Red Sox as their catcher. Wow. Back in 2001, he went to their tryout and got an offer, but he turned it down because he didn't want to leave his newborn daughter home. Everybody's got to make their life decisions, but man, and nobody's more family-oriented than me. But man, an opportunity like that, you play a couple of years in the bigs, you've set yourself up for a long time. Omega says, no one would think squirrels are cute if they woke up to one in their kitchen at 5 a.m. I'm with you, Omega. They're assholes. Again, I grew up around all those types of animals, and squirrels are dicks. Have a roast dinner if you come to UK? See, what kind of roast is it? Now, roast beef that we have over here, that's one of my favorite dishes, roast beef. Bukaki Tsunami says, I've never heard of black pudding. Sounds like a racist thing, though. Goddamn racist. As long as there isn't coronavirus sprinkled in my ramen, it's good. Yeah, Duke. Yeah, that would ruin the whole experience. I agree. I'm British and I never turned down a good chippy fish and chips. You know what, Poppy? They have I did try that and I did enjoy it. They in Epcot, of course, and Disney World, Epcot has that World Showcase where you go to all the different countries. Well, everything there in every country is directly from those nations. I mean, they import everything. They import the ovens that everything is cooked in, all the recipes. It's prepared by people from those nations. So it is a real, you get to have the real experience. And the last time we were there, I tried the fish and chips in Britain, and that was delicious. I'll give it, that was good. I forgot about that. I never mentioned that to you guys. That was awesome. It wasn't even mine. Somebody else got it. I think it was, the only reason I didn't was because every time I'm in Epcot, my favorite pizza in the world is there. So I had just gorged myself on a whole pizza in Italy. So by the time we got around to Britain, I think it was Brax got fish and chips. Somebody did. Somebody in our party got fish and chips, and I tried some of it, and I really liked it. If it weren't for the fact that I just eaten a whole goddamn pizza, I would have gotten some for myself. I'm just going to sit in the corner drinking a cup of tea with biscuits, Luke says. Seaside fish and chips are the best. Yeah, Eve, that I did like. So that is one British cuisine I'd forgotten about that I did have that I thought was awesome. It was really good. Well, thank you, Daiko. I appreciate that. That's nice of you to say. Forgotten Right says, I'm Canadian. We have poutine. It's fries, gravy, and mozzarella cheese melted on it. So fucking delicious. Yes, poutine I've had without the cheese because, again, I'm a nerd. The only dish I eat cheese on is pizza. Why I can take it there and not take it there, and not other ways I couldn't tell you. But I don't. I have my cheese taken off of everything except that. But I have had your poutine, your fries, beef gravy dish before, and it was fucking delicious. I know it's not classically poutine because I don't get the cheese on it, but that's as close as I can get. Can't you have a burger and cheese? No, Chrome. Oh God. And American cheese, especially like the stuff they use at McDonald's, that's the absolute worst. Because I can never get my order right. So if I go order a quarter pounder with plain, as I always do, if they put the toppings on it, that's fine. I'll wipe the ketchup, mustard, all that off. I don't mind the flavor it brings in a small scale. But if they put that nasty ass fucking American cheese on it, I throw the whole thing away. Because I can't even scraping it off or anything doesn't do it. As soon as it's touched the meat, I can't stand to eat it. Yeah, the only one I eat, pal, is pizza. It's the only dish I have cheese on. Cooked cheese. I'll eat like some Cheetos or something maybe, but cooked real cheese. It's the only dish I have it on. A lot of people do. Arthur says, "Oh, I love McDonald's cheese." A lot of people do. I can't stand it. Oh, ooh. Ugh. I come from Southern origin, so cornbread and beans is my favorite food. Duke, I've had cornbread. I like cornbread. It doesn't always like me. And that's not just a getting older thing. For some reason, I can eat cornbread. Sometimes I'd be fine with it. And others, it sits on my stomach like a goddamn brick. I mean, painfully sits there. Wolverine, I freaking love turducken. Absolutely amazing. I've still never had that. I got a buddy of mine who swears by turducken, says it's awesome. I've never had it. McDonald's cheese is not cheese. It's cheese-flavored plastic shit, Ma says. Yeah, but again, I'm not a good judge because I don't like cheese anyway, especially American cheese. But that stuff that they put on, oh, fuck that. Oh, my God. Niall says, have you had a full Irish British for breakfast? Sausages, black and white pudding, rashers, eggs, beans? No, Niall. Again, and breakfast is my favorite meal. I love eggs, but even them, I'm boring. I only want them scrambled. My tastes are just boring. Turns out cheese is horrible for a low-cal diet. Yeah, that I do know, Arthur. I'm fortunate in that regard. That's one of the few places as a big, giant, fat guy, it actually works out to my advantage that, like you say, if I want a burger, I don't want anything to do with the cheese because, yeah, they are loaded in fat and calories. Do I eat nachos? I like nacho chips. Now, again, this is how boring I am. I don't want any salsa. I don't want any dip. I'll just eat some nacho chips. But, yes, I do like those. American cheese, 1% real. Yeah, I believe that, Patrick. I believe that. McDonald's rubber cheese cause coronavirus, Eve says. All right, guys. Well, I got to pack it up because actually I forgot to mention this. There's a place in not far from me here, and I've never been there. I'm going to call them right now because they just opened 3 minutes ago, that they have the tunnels, the baseball tunnels. They're cages where you can hit, throw. And again, I've got that workout on Monday, so I wanted to at least work my shoulder a little bit on Thursday to give it enough days to rest, recoup, so I can throw hard on Monday. So I'm going to go give them a call. Hopefully I can rent a tube. Rent a tube for at least a half an hour and go get a little throwing in. And then when I get home, I still got some editing to do. But thank you for this. This is why, and again, I apologize to those of you who really enjoy the video games. I know I spend a lot of time with these types of streams, but these conversations make my day. Even today, the whole thing, I don't think the poor guy with the fart and the girlfriend even ever came back. I think we got him beat up, you guys. Who would have ever thought that here at Spaz Boys Comedy The Goosh, our advice would be the thing that got someone beat up? Actually, I would be surprised if it didn't at any point to think about it. Yeah, he's gone. He just completely left after we gave him advice. I hope we don't read about that. Well, let's. Yeah, we are assholes, Bukaki Tsunami. Let's all get out of here. Let's just be like the kids on the baseball diamond, the Sandlot. When you hit the baseball through the neighbor's window, let's all just scatter and get the hell out of here before there's something to be paid for. So before I go, I'm going to say this really, really quick because we're all going to run for the hills because that poor bastard just got the shit kicked out of him. No doubt about it. Pumfu, pumfu, sticky stuff for everybody. We'll bang. We'll bang, okay? Flashily like Buggy. And as always, and most importantly, and very quickly, goosh, 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 goosh. Now run.